you will see so much Old Testament in the Igbo culture.
Okay. Oh, my dear. Color Skin, have you spoken?
No, I've not.
You're a very gentle person.
I thought you were bringing up the newbies, so I just like, okay.
Sorry about that. Okay, so Color Skin did you say from Abuja or from
Lagos?
From Lagos. Let's hear from you. 3 minutes.
Okay.
Do you have a question, comment, you want to say hi?
Yeah, I just want to maybe just add a little and say hi to everybody. And first, I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. Just like I told you yesterday, some of us, we have lots of knowledge. I have a degree in religion, but I'm not doing this. So I just want to say thank you for the courage, because most of us, we are here because we are afraid of attacks from closest people and say, how dare you, how do you go, like, so a lot of us, we are just here with so much knowledge, we are not giving out yet. So I just want to say thank you once again for doing this and giving some of us the courage to come up and talk. So it's not easy, but what I just want to say, when you say the Bible is Black African culture, it's so 100% correct. Just like I said, after I graduated in 2010, that was when I discovered it. But if you look closely, I want people to look closely at the Igbo culture. I'm not saying it's only the Igbos, but look closely into the Igbo culture. You will see so much Old Testament in the Igbo culture. The Yoruba culture plays along. We are all one, but I can, over years of studying, I can see a pattern in the Igbo culture, and it makes me realize that, most of Judaism is gotten from the Igbo culture. Because if you look at the way Judaism worked then in the Bible, you see that they didn't have kings, they had judges. If you look at the Igbo culture back then, they didn't have kings, they had the council of elders, they have the umunas that judge. It took a long time before you see the Igbos having kings. They have father houses, they judge, they have. That's why they still struggle with kingship till today, because it's not intrinsic in their culture. And if you look back to the Old Testament, you'll find out that when the children of Israel demanded for a king, that was when God gave them Saul. But God was their king for so long. So I want people to know that 100% the Old Testament is African tradition. If you look closely into the Igbo culture, you will see it all there. That's just my contribution today. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Color Skin. And to add a little bit to that, I suspect it is because of maybe the tribe they also, or they're a mixture, the tribes they're a mixture of, right? Because you will discover that it appears there are some more kings in some places, because maybe they are connecting more to the Judaic kind of, tribe, connected compared to the Igbo that will be more of a god. Because you have Eri, son of God, Areli, Arodi, like that. So they would reign, they would function with their eldership a little bit more than the kingly crown and all that kind of stuff. And it's just tribes. What we're seeing playing out, tribes and tribes, and it's wonderful. It's just wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Socialist King, do you want to say something? 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think we thank you for the job we are doing, and I think you're doing a good job. But we must demarcate some fact and history, because the point is we are one truly in the country, but our identity are quite different by our culture, by our way of life. So I think when we start saying that we are together because we are finding ourselves, then we are not. Our history are different, Some have what's it called? History of origins. Some are still tracing where they are from. So we must demarcate so that this good job we are doing will not be misinformed. You know, a lot of people are listening, so we should set it straight. If you have yours, present it. If you have, so that it will not be as if we just move everything together. By the time we move everything together, then people will be saying, they'll be putting suspicious face. Because the fact remains that everything has been open now, so everybody knows who is who. Truly, we're in like where I am now. Presently, there are 4 or 5 people come together as a country. You can never say one is the same with the other. They all have their original history, and that set it straight. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, there are. I mean, brothers will be different from brothers, right? That's it. There will always be differences. If you check, even your own children will be different from your brother's children. If you've got a brother, you know. So there will always be those kind of differences, but it's like a spectrum. It's like a spectrum like that. It's not that confusing, right? Nigeria is just a mere geographic expression.
The reason why I say so is when you mention of you mention of Eri. Eri is traced to Igala, and when you go to Igala has what is called Yoruban affiliation, which about 60% of Igala are Yorubas. So now you can see the interwoven. So now another part of Nigeria is saying that the Igala Eri belongs to them. You can see the contradiction now. Why the Igala are there?
I don't even see it as, except people see it as a kind of competition, you know, except that. But it's not a contradiction. That's why I said, which means if the eye can be patient, it can look carefully and see the nose. Okay? So what they're calling contradiction, I am saying this superimposition, right? Only that where the issue comes from is that, okay, how can you say Igala come from Igbo? How can you say Igbo come from Igala? And that's the kind of childish, if you ask me, childish kind of confusion people try to pop up. I mean, if two of us are saying this person from us, is it impossible, completely impossible that both are true at the same time? Both can be true at the same time, you see.
But I think the Igalas, as they are one of the paramount kings, has said, some of them are from Yoruba land.
Okay.
And it's already in news for everybody to know. But others are still claiming that they are not them. They are the one that give back to them. No, these are contradictions. And the history have cleared everything for us to understand. So that by the time you now put this work, it will be easier for us to trace our facts and figures. But by the time they move everything together, that this belongs to this, whereas which is not true, then we are confusing ourselves at the long run again.
It's not confusing, my brother. The only thing that causes the problem is when one person wants to start saying you came from us, we are your fathers. No, this one says I'm your father. That's where the problem comes.
Superiority is where
the problem comes from. Socialist king. That's where the problem is, superiority. If we come down to it, either I'm your father, or you are my father. The point is we are together from one place. That's it, right? I guess the place you're talking about that they are distinct and all of that, you're probably referring to the UK, that it has the Scottish, the Wales, the English, and all of that, the Irish. Okay, yeah, true, right? But if you have not stayed in the UK long enough, you cannot tell the difference between Irish and Scottish. Why? Because you are not amongst them. The same way, if they come here, they can't tell the difference between Hausa and Swahili. They can't tell the difference between Kosa and Yoruba. To them, in fact, they think Africa is one street. You understand? You see? So where the problem is, why do you want to be sure that let's be sure, let's differentiate, is because somebody wants to say, hey, now we give back to everybody. That's where the problem comes through, and that's what we're talking about. If that is what this is bringing about, then this has not fulfilled its purpose. You understand? It's superiority, right? And even if your tribe give back to somebody, what if the person you're looking at in front of you is older than you? Does it mean you are the person's father? You understand? So this thing eventually is cousinship, if you will, right? These are just cousins and all of that at the end of the day. Okay? Now, some tribes are bigger than others. When you check the languages, it suggests very strongly who gave birth to who, but that's not so important right now. It says when two brothers fight to the death over inheritance, at the end of the day, it's a stranger that comes to inherit that thing. You see, and that's what your enemy is hoping you will do. You understand? Just pitch you against each other and say, me, I'm bigger than this, that one is bigger than this. It's not that important. Just stay together and enjoy life. That's where Cain killed Abel when they were just two hairs in the world, two sons in the whole world. We still find somebody to honor life. So that thing is a spirit, and we must push it back. The Benin walls might be cast as wall of Babylon. I don't think so. But Benin walls are really very long from what we got in history. And I think the reason why they don't catch it is because first it's even been destroyed by the British, I think. And then I think it's concentric. But I've heard it's longer than the wall of China, maybe up to 3 times. Longer than the wall of China, that wall of Benin there. But as it's concentric.
Kano has a wall as well.
Which China has, sorry?
Kano has a wall as
wow,
well.
imagine there's also a wall, in
The
Kano.
wall of Kano is
You
there.
see. So, but then they try to make it look down, they play down on it. They might even call it a moat, which is like a way of just pushing it down. Say, it's just a moat. Meanwhile, their own Stonehenges in UK, they keep building it. They keep rebuilding and building and rebuilding it. And someone took a picture of the Stonehenges. That's, by the way, that's the British kind of English, their own pyramids, right? It's like the Stonehenges. Okay, and someone took a picture of it and saw that this rock up seems like there's a metal inside the rock. What's going on? Because they've rebuilt it many times, because that's fallen many times. And guess what? When they dated it, as you can suspect, it was older than the pyramids. There you go. I'm like, oh, come on. Just get out of here. So that's really tend to their things. So that's it. So if we dig to it, it's easier to find who come from where and things like that. But it's not so necessary. Unity is a lot more important right now than those details. You understand? Those details are not so critical. I wouldn't say they are critical at the moment. Right? And most times it's superiority that people try to push. To say, I've shown you almost 10 words this morning. I just popped it out of my phone that you hear in the Yoruba language and the Igbo, the same words, more or less. Just a few vowels here and there. To me, that's enough grounds to say it's one people. Okay? Not to say, now Igbo born Yoruba or Yoruba born Igbo. It's not necessary. You try to search, you might find answers, but why? And when you find it, what do you do with that answer? You see, it's not necessary. See. Okay. Let's see another first timer. Odiko risky. Shade is speaking. Benin woman is speaking Igbo by force. Odiko risky.